Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to take off my na'al, but I am not as tall as Majid, so I will keep it on. I hope you guys don't mind. You know what's a shame? I was with my friend's brother the other day, and I told him I wanted him to download me some songs. As you can figure out, I'm not that tech savvy. And I told him to download me some Justin Timberlake, Will I Am, 50 Cent for the G's out there. Justin Bieber as well, yes. There we go, we have believers in the audience. Okay, and that got me thinking. I want some other songs. I want some Mihad Hamad, I want some Rashid Al-Majid. I want some Hussein Al-Jasmi. I want some older songs by Ali Barrogha. Thank you. Ali Barrogha fans as well, just as much as Justin Bieber. So, I told him download me those songs as well. And his response shocked me. He was like, I don't know where to get them from. Who listens to them these days? I don't listen to them. I only listen to English songs. I was like, wow. I was like, wow. You like that? I don't know if you guys remember it. It was popular in the BB sphere. It was broadcasted a few months back. Anyways, so it got me thinking. I was like, if he's 15 years old. I'm 25. Actually, you know what? No, tweet, I'm 21. 21, not 25. Okay? And I was thinking, if he, who's young, who's Emirati, who's so tech savvy, and he's not interested in his own culture, he does not go and listen to his own songs as a source of entertainment, then what hopes does this culture have of survival? What happens when he becomes 21, okay? And the next Justin Bieber becomes 15. What happens then? And then the generation after that. You see, this part of the world emphasizes oral history, oral culture. Things are passed down verbally from one generation to the next. I remember my grandmother, she used to tell me that whenever in her time they used to get letters or telegrams or wherever from India or Iran or Iraq or the UK, they couldn't read it. They would go to the market and they'd find somebody literate and they would read the letters for them. But in her generation, there was a strong sense of community, a strong sense of cultural identity, of heritage, that culture was a part of them. It was a part of their soul. So it was their duty to pass it down from one generation to the next. But this generation, the social media generation, the Justin Bieber generation, that's losing that. I feel that my friend here, my friend's brother, will not know words such as, for example, Ali Willam, or Namlet, or Dahdi, or the other words. He won't know them, and there'll be no interest in knowing what they are. Look, social media is an amazing thing. It connected the world. It made things a global village. I know what's happening in Beijing, in London, in New York, in Johannesburg, instantly. I remember when I was studying in Boston, I would be in class, right? And it would be the weekend, so I would go to the cinema. And I would tell my friends in Dubai to check out cinema timings in Boston because I was in class. And they would get me cinema timings. And I was in Boston, and they were in Dubai, just to show you how connected the world is. But I feel the trend has moved towards being, instead of being Thani, who's my partner from Jumeirah, and Faisal from Dera. Can I get a shout out for the Darians out there, please? Thank you so much. Okay? Instead of being Thani from Jumeirah and Faisal from Dera, we've become Thani from Twitter and Faisal from Facebook. Can you guys tweet that? I put that in, it was very poetic. Okay. Me and Thani worked really hard on it. Okay, so instead of being a connected culture, instead of remembering where we come from, we've become plain. Our dialect has become generic, right? And we don't use our dialect, we don't use our words, but dialect and language and words, they are flavor to our conversation. They are our hail, they are bizarre, they are za'faran to our delicious way of talking. We cannot forget that. Social media is amazing, but let's share this diversity with the world, right? Let's share this diversity on this new platform. So Thani and I were like, you know what? We're going to take action. We're not going to allow this to happen. Justin Bieber is not going to ruin it. Okay? So Thani and I started writing down these words that we heard from our grandmothers, from our mothers, our aunts, our uncles. We started writing down these little booklets. Thani had one and I had one. And we're like, we're going to release this booklet to the world. We're going to print it, release it to the world. But you know where we wrote that on? Our smartphones. So we didn't write it down. The irony in it. So we were like, you know what? Wait a minute. The game has changed. It went from print media to a digital media. So we're going to have to change as well. Information, right, is shared digitally. I don't print out articles and read them. I don't know where the tree hugger is, but I think she'd like that. All right? There we go, thank you. We spread it electronically. Everybody here has a Twitter account, has a Facebook account, right? Everybody's connected through social media. Like you, up there, yeah, you're probably tweeting, OMG, this guy is so boring. You, I bet you're wondering if they're making a new Austin Powers movie. Yes, they are, right? And you, I suggest you RSVP that barbecue on Facebook tonight. Sounds like fun. There we go. So we're all connected, right? We're all connected. So we thought that if we're gonna make an impact, we have to change with the game as well. So we're like, you know what? We're not gonna scratch the booklet. We're not gonna kill more trees. Okay? We're going to release it digitally. We're going to make an application so that everybody can download it, everybody can use it, and the masses will not have an excuse not to know Emirati. So, Thani and I came up with a little concept, okay? We came up with a little concept. We said we want to make a wiki culture, a Wikipedia of Emirati culture, where everybody contributes. So, we have this little community. We have Aisha. Aisha tells us, I love what you guys are doing. The Aisha's out there. Yes, you could say it's you. Okay. Aisha tells us, I love what you guys are doing. Why don't you guys add Ardi? My dad always says Ardi. Ardi is like Ana, is like Rabbi, is like Fils. For the non-English speakers out there, it's like a penny. I'm not going to pay you a single Ardi or a single penny until you get the job done. That is Ardi. Perfect. So you put it down. Then we have Hamdan. Hamdan says, I love what you guys are doing. You know what? Why don't you guys add Namlet? When my uncle was younger, he used to tell me I used to drink Namlet. Why don't you guys add Namlet? And he tells us that his version of it was that Namlet used to be a variation of lemonade. So in this part of the world, when the British used to come, they used to get lemonade, but then Arab changed it to Namlet. Okay? So he tells us Namlet. So we put Namlet. Perfect. Then we have Mansoor. Mansoor says, what are you guys doing these days? And Mansoor works in a really nice job. I work in a boring job. So I wanted to sound nice. So I said, oh, we're developing an application, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, wow, okay, so why don't you guys add dahdeh? My grandmother always tells me to do stuff dahdeh, to do stuff fast. So why don't you guys add dahdeh? Perfect. Okay, so we added dahdeh. And then finally, we have Joanne. Jo. A Zayed University professor, lovely lady. She's been in the UAE for 30 years. She says she loves this Emirati food called chami. Why? Exactly. Why don't you guys add chami? Perfect. We do. This is what we want. We want community interaction. So all these people tell us what these words are, right? They all tell us what it means. Their variation of culture. Their little piece of culture. And that goes into the A up there. Apthik. So we collect it, we verify it, we translate it to Arabic and English, and then we illustrate it, we upload it to the Krayat, the mobile application, then the Krayat uploads it to the world. Bam! Everybody knows. The speaker said, be careful with the BAM, because you might scare some people, so I'm glad you guys aren't scared. Anyways, so these words, what they told us, Ardi, Namlet, Chami, Ali Willa, Mdahdeh, everybody knows about it. In Johannesburg, in Buenos Aires, Mango, please tell your friends, okay? In New York, in DC, in London, everybody knows what they are. They can download it, they can use it, right? Ideally, I want somebody in Texas to say, can I have a namlet with a side of that steak right there? Okay? Excuse me if there's anybody from the southern United States or Texas in particular if I butchered your accent. I tend to do that sometimes. So why not? Why can't we have that? Right? Thani and I always see some culture as something living, as something breathing, right? And it needs interaction. You need to take care of it. You need to nurture it. It's like a fine horse or work of art. You take care of it, but when you do, you can really admire its beauty. You can really appreciate what it has to offer. And that's what culture is. That's what we want you guys to do. Everybody here has a little bit of culture. We want to collect it. You tell us what it is. I want somebody to come and tell me, Ardi, the translation you have for Ardi isn't exactly correct. You guys could have phrased it differently. Or how about adding this word, or that word, or this illustration? We want it to be a two-way communication because that's how culture is alive. We don't want to tell you what the words are. We want you guys to tell us what your little bit of culture is. We don't want to just do that. We want to take it a step further. I want you guys to start using these words. Don't just say, oh, I said a word, I'm culturally sensitive, let me go have a latte at Starbucks. No. Right? Guys, use this word. And instead of a latte, try getting chai karak or halib za'faran. Much better. Okay? Guys, use these words. So you, instead of saying kashkha, instead of saying cool, next time say kashkha. You, up there, instead of saying wow, say khib. Okay? But wait a minute. Remember to say mashallah after, huh? Okay? And you look like somebody who likes to help out. Mango, you like to help out. The philanthropists out there, you guys like to help out. Instead of saying, may I help you? Next time say, al-mu'una. Al-mu'una. من كلمة العون. Can I help you? Faz'a. Okay? So use these words to keep it alive. That's what's needed. And you need to use these words to keep it alive. You know, it was a point of pride for Thani and I, a few months back when we first released the application. I was with a friend of mine I knew since high school, a really long time ago. Well, actually, you know what? Not that long ago. I'm not that old. Okay? And he was one of the first people that downloaded the application. Okay? And we were talking on the phone, and we were talking about another friend of ours. I said if he was in the audience, I'll plug his name in. But he's not, so take that, Luta. Okay? So I told him, we were talking on the phone, we were talking about another friend of ours. Okay? And he's like, this guy is so greedy. He's not going to invite you out for dinner or lunch or anything. He is such a barsis. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what barsis is? If you do, blink twice. Okay? He downloaded the application. He was one of the first. He looked through it, and he was looking, and he found the word barsis, and he started laughing. What I felt is that the application triggered something in his mind. And all my years of knowing him, I never heard him say barsis, but he maybe heard it when he was 5 years old, when he was 10 years old, from somebody, and then he stored it in his mind somewhere and he forgot about it. But this application made him relive that word, made him know what it means, and now he's starting to use it, and that was such a point of pride for Thani and I, because that's what we want to do. We want you guys to use these old words. We want you guys to spread them. Look, culture, identity, heritage, this is all a part of us. It's part of our soul that's never going to change. Thani is always going to be Thani. Faisal is always going to be Faisal. Aisha, Mansoor, Hamdan, Joanne, they're always going to be who they are. They always have an association with the Emirat. That is never going to change. What is going to change is the medium in which we pass that down to the next generation, to the next Justin Bieber. That's what's going to change, and that's what the Qira'at is. It is a medium. It is upgrading the medium of communication of culture and bringing it into the 21st century. That's what we want. I want to leave you guys with a quote from the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Nahyan, Allah yarhamah, founder of the UAE. He said, "He who does not know his past cannot make the best of his present and his future." For it is from the past For it is from the past that we learn. I thank you all so much for your time. Shukran.